An Uber driver has robbed his passengers after dropping them off at the airport. And here you thought Uber drivers would never enter one of those World's Dumbest Criminals book. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and when I was a kid, one of the book series that I loved, I had dozens of these books, was the World's Stupidest Criminals books. These were books that showed criminals that were just so dumb, you couldn't help but, feel sorry for them in a sense. And criminals typically do very bad things, but in these cases, they were so out to lunch, it definitely gave a bad supervillain a bad name. I mean, just a couple stories, for example, include one where a guy went to rob a convenience store, says, "Give me all your money." The cashier says, "Sorry, but I need to see the face of who's going to rob me first." So he pulls up and was like, "Well, that's what I look like. And open the money." So then he opened the money, gave the register, gave him the money, and of course, his face was recorded on camera. That's like one thing. Another dumb criminal in the book I recall was a guy went to court for stealing a car. The judge asked, "How do you plead?" And the criminal said, "Well, judge, let me explain why I stole the car." And the judge was like, guilty. It was apparently the shortest case he ever did. So this is one of those stories, and we're just going to have a good laugh about it. But before we do that, let's have a word from our sponsors.
And today's video is sponsored by Mail Pranks. Mail Pranks is the absolutely hilarious store where you can find all of your prank needs. Their signature items are the prank postcards, which include President Obama fan clubs, thank you for joining, the Donald Trump fan club, and little inappropriate gags like this item, which I happen to like, but I don't think I can actually say what it is because I don't want the video to be demonetized. Mail Pranks accepts all different kinds of currency and also offers free shipping worldwide. Use the code in the description below to save 20% off your first order.
Uber driver dropped passengers off at the airport, then returned to rob house, the cops say. Yes, sirree, qualifies for World's Dumbest Criminal. So here we go. California police arrested an Uber driver who allegedly attempted to burglarize the Airbnb of passengers he just dropped off at the airport. An hour after Jackie Gordon Wilson drops his passengers off, doorbell surveillance cameras captured him returning to the home and attempting to break in Thursday, according to the San Mateo Police Department. After being thwarted by an alarm system, police said Wilson was caught on camera breaking into another home in the same neighborhood. Yeah, here's something that Wilson should be aware of. A lot of people have those Ring systems from Amazon, which I will never have. And the Ring systems are basically a little surveillance camera so that you can see who's coming up to your door. And, it's like a special keypad as well that a delivery man can open the door, put a package in, and then close the door. And, it's kind of ended up doubling as a huge security system. A lot of people catch things like this on camera. So those are way more common. He should have known that could have been a thing, or at least he should have looked for it anyway. Because here's the thing. There is I hate to say it, a logic to this thinking. You pick someone up from a house, they're going to the airport, you definitely know, hey, they're not going to be home anytime soon. So go back, you might as well rob them. There's a logic to it, but again, the fact that he was caught on a camera means he should have seen it at the very least. But let's continue. The house was ransacked and multiple items were missing, police said. Among the valuables stolen were heirlooms that relatives had saved from the Holocaust, according to one of the homeowners identified by KGO-TV. Wow, I've got the hiccups now. Only as Chana. For him, that was just something to pawn off, she told the station. To me, that was the memory of my grandmother. The homeowners posted video of the break-in online, and the owner of the Airbnb contacted his guests, who identified the suspect as their Uber driver, according to KGO-TV. Quote, "We removed the driver's access to the app as soon as we are made aware of the allegations and stand ready to assist police in their investigation," Andrew Hasbin, Uber communications manager, said in a statement. Oh, but they're not so willing to help out with the student that died. Interesting. Wilson was arrested the next day wearing the same clothes in the video, and police managed to recover some of the stolen property. He was booked at the San Mateo County Jail for the burglary and attempted burglary. Quote, this case proves the benefit of a home security system, particularly with video. Law enforcement is solving more crimes thanks to surveillance cameras and license plate reader systems. So yeah, I do believe in a security system, just I don't want Amazon to provide it for me. Now, here's the thing. This is probably going to get like a few people scared about calling an Uber from their house. And if you're worried about that, there's a very simple solution to this. If you don't want your Uber or Lyft driver to know that you're not going to be there for a few days, grab your stuff, go like down the street, in front of someone's house who you know are going to be home, call the Uber there. And if they come back, hopefully they'll see that there are people in the house and they won't know what your real house is. That's by far the easiest way you can throw it off the trail. As for Uber drivers, don't do this. Don't do this. Look, I know times are tough. I complain all the time about how little Uber is paying you, but you just don't do this. I'm sorry. You can't. It's illegal, and it's not your stuff. And again, the fact that there was an item, a Holocaust souvenir in this, that is especially, you see, that probably stings a little bit more because that is a family heirloom. There are some things that honestly, to the average person, if you stole them, a crook might not see the value, but it has way more value to the person who's owning it. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, but, for some people, they find like a ring in a house, and it's like, oh, that'll get me $10, but the ring was like an heirloom or something. So, here's the thing. If bad people are going to steal, that's true, and nothing I say is going to convince them not to. But I guess the bottom line is if you're an Uber or Lyft passenger, don't want people to know that you're not in the house. There are a few things you shouldn't do. First of all, never announce on Facebook or Twitter that you're going on vacation. That's pretty much saying the house is going to be empty unless you have a house sitter. I still wouldn't do it because that puts a house sitter in a bad position. But, just don't announce on social media that you are going on vacation. When you call your Uber and Lyft, go like a few houses down in front of someone who you know is home. Call the Uber or Lyft driver there so they think that's your house. And finally, I would get a house sitter in some cases, or just someone to at least check the mail once a while, every day or something like that. Because you start letting mail pile up and people start realizing the house is empty, there are precautions you can take that hopefully will deter potential thieves from trying to break into the house. And then, of course, some surveillance. Now, again, I wouldn't recommend the Amazon Ring, but there are plenty of other security systems. Heck, they sell them fairly cheaply at Best Buy and Fry's Electronics. I think you can get like a nice little camera and sound setup system for like $200. Get one of those, and you can probably avoid some of this. Otherwise, like I said, that's what you can do. It's a shame that this happened, but some people, and again, there was some logic to it. But the guy is so stupid because it was like, he didn't see the cameras. He should have known his movements were being tracked with Uber, and he's wearing the same clothes the next day. My goodness, this guy was dumb. But I, of course, passed the question off to you. What do you think about this? Do you think this was a smart plan? Do you think he was a dumb criminal? Do you agree with the advice? Any other advice to keep your house safe when you are on vacation? I would love to know. So, comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you'll get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, don't forget to check out the Gas app for free gas. And check out the Apptrepreneur vlogs. More new content is coming, and if you want to talk with me or other drivers, check out the Apptrepreneur Hangouts. You have to be approved to join, but we've been improving most people who have sane, profile picture, I should say. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.